Welcome and welcome back. I'm Eden and today we're going to be DIYing a pendant light. So I did do already did like a lampshade. I actually did the matching lampshade for my husband's lamp, but he did not like it. He actually preferred having the pendant light. The reason I didn't like the pendant light was because we had the cord running on the back, and so I came up with a solution. I'm gonna DIY him a pendant light, and I decided to use a rechargeable light bulb. That way I don't have to have wire hanging on the back of the wall. It could just be attached to the ceiling. So when I went online for some inspiration, I couldn't find anything really that I liked. So I decided to kind of come up with my own design. It's going to be very organic. I was inspired by like a lot of the modern organic kind of like lampshades that I saw, but they didn't have the movement I was looking for. So I made this piece a few years ago. I really do love the shape. So I'm gonna make a lampshade with similar kind of shape. It's gonna not look the same, but it's gonna be similar. So yes, that's what we're gonna be doing today. I am going to be DIYing a pendant light, and I hope you stick around to watch it to the end. Okay, let's get started. Okay, one of these two might work. Let's see. I think I'll go with this one. Okay, I finally got my clay. I had to reorder it. Other tools you need besides the clay, I would suggest a bowl. I got two different sizes. This is kind of for the top part. So it's gonna look something like this. Make a hole on top, the string's gonna go through. But it's not gonna be round like this. I'm gonna kind of make it more organic, and that's where these balls come in. So these are the balls I'm gonna use. I'm actually missing some. I don't know what happened to them. I gotta look for them. And then I just FYI, I got the balls at like Dollar Tree. Also these little sticky adhesives I got at Dollar Tree, so that way I can adhere to that bowl. And then I would suggest rolling pin. I actually got this from the 99-cent store. And then I have some ceramic tools. I have a garrote. No, I'm not a murderer. These actually come with, if you ever take a ceramics class, this is part of like the basic kit. That's why I have some of those tools. This is actually to cut the clay. And I also bought this light bulb. It's a rechargeable one from Amazon. The reason I picked this one was because I like the top of it. So the other ones had like these big hooks and they were really fat, and I didn't like that. So this one just had this little hole, so I could kind of just string a wire or like yarn through and hang it that way, because I didn't like the pendant lights because all the wires. So this way you won't see wires coming down the wall. I just will attach it to a little hook on the ceiling, but you'll see that later. Okay, let's get started. That might be good. Right here. Okay, so I have my balls on. Now I'm going to start trying to lay the clay on top. So I'm going to start with the top. I rolled out my clay. Not being too precious. I want it to look as organic as possible. Okay, now I'm gonna start laying the clay on here. I put the little top part in a plastic bag just to keep it moist. So now I'm gonna lay this on top. Again, I'm not gonna be too precious about it because I want it to have a funky kind of look to it.
warm, flaky crust, delicious icing, and gooey filling. It's no wonder kids prefer the taste of toaster strudel to Pop-Tarts.
Okay, that was a little weird. I'm the only one here, so the TV turned on kind of creeped me out. I must have set it on the timer by accident. So I just want to take this moment as my lamp dries to give you a quick update. So still no fabric for my headboard. Still haven't heard back from Joann's. So at this point, I'm thinking just going ahead and doing the room refresh without the headboard material. Let's hope. I'm hoping I hear something this week. If I don't, then I'm just gonna go ahead with the room refresh. Also too, I just want to ask you to please hit that notification button. That way you get notified every time I upload a new DIY. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you like this video just a little bit, please be kind and give it a thumbs up. Okay, let's get back to today's episode. Okay, so it's dried. You have to take it off. Hopefully it comes off. Oh, so it hasn't dried completely. Actually missing one of my bolts. So it's actually not dried all the way. It's still wet from where it was on the glass, so I might have to wait. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wait. I decided I'm gonna plaster the top first rather than the underside. That way I'll take it outside, let it dry some more, and then plaster underneath. Let that dry, and then I'll decide what I want to do with the top part, if I'm gonna paint it or maybe not. I'm using plaster. So on my plaster package it says it's a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts water, 1 part plaster, but I actually mixed a little bit more because it takes a while to thicken up, and once it does, it dries pretty fast. But since I have the AC on in here, it's taking a while to kind of clump up. So it's kind of like a soupy consistency, as you can tell. I'm just gonna use my finger to apply it. So there's really no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. I'm just kind of working intuitively to see what I like or what I don't like or where I need to add more. So it doesn't really matter how you do this technique, just as long as you like the end result. And technically you might not even need the plaster. I like adding the plaster to this air dry clay just because it helps keep it like it hardens it. So usually with the air dry clay, it tends to be not very structural, so I'm using the plaster to help with the structure and for it to keep its shape. That one won't be like all flapping around. Okay, bad news. This is stuck in here. So originally I just had the little hole because I was going to plan to just string the light onto the ceiling, but because now this is stuck in here, I am going to have to cut it out. So I decided just to buy a light kit. So that's where I'm at. So I got my pendant light kit. I'm gonna go home and continue working. Good news. Got out the glass, picked up my light kit, and it fits. So now I'm just gonna plaster it. So I'm gonna paint this. I did put a priming coat of spray paint on top, but it is kind of stark white, especially against the black. So I'm gonna paint a little bit warmer white. So I'm using some leftover crisp linen, and that's all I'm doing. And then I'll probably, I don't know, I might add like a kind of dirt technique and then later seal it afterwards. But I'll see how the paint looks first before I decide on that. The underside dry, so I painted the inside. I'm just letting it dry, but I was looking at it and I was kind of like, you know what? This would be like a really interesting dish. So if you decide to do something like this, you can make it into a dish if you want. Okay, it's done. I really like the way how it turned out. I just need to seal it now. Today's episode, and I hope I gave you some inspiration on some lighting, since I did table lamp shade and also now did a pendant light. Also, if you want to do that pendant light and you don't have any clay, you could also use paper mache. That's another thing you could do. If you're interested in me doing that, just let me know in the comments. And I just want to say a quick thank you to my subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing, and I hope to see you guys on my next Do It Myself adventure. I've decided I'm going to order fabric from another company, so I probably may not have a video up next week. So if I don't have anything up next week, that means I decided to wait on that fabric so I could go ahead with the headboard. So make sure you hit that notification bell, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.